the building. We back. It's cold out here. I'm on the bus during my downtime, waiting for the basketball to come out. So I figured we could study a little bit, maybe talk about Christmas and New Year's and everything. How about y'all like my new hat? Do you think a sane person would do this job? I don't think so. I don't think so. So because of the idle law, I'm not allowed to run my bus. But I'm warm, nice and warm on here. I got it nice and warm before I turned it off, and I'm cool. I'm cool. So I just want to study with you guys, going over the general knowledge. What is the most important reason to do a vehicle inspection? Safety is the most important reason to inspect your vehicle for safety for yourself and others on the road. What things should you check during a trip? Look, listen, smell, and feel. Gauge the tires, rims, and wheels. Brakes, lights, reflectors, and connections. Trailer devices and coupler protections. Name some key steering parts. The steering wheel, the tie rod, the drag link, the fitment arm. Anybody out there checking me out? We going through the questions here. Name some suspension system defects. Missing, shifted, cracked, or broken spring hangers. That's something right there. What are three kinds of emergency equipment you must have? Spare electrical fuses, three red reflective triangles, properly charged and rated fire extinguisher. What is the minimum tread depth for the front tires? 430 seconds. How about the rear tires? 230 seconds. That should be easy to remember. Remember I tell y'all four front, two rear, because four starts with F, and front starts with F, and it's dual tires in the back. So when you see that, it's two. Okay, what? Name some things you should check on the front of your vehicle during a walk around inspection. Condition of the front axle, condition of the steering system, the windshield, lights and reflectors. What should bearing seals be checked for? Leaks. Seals are always checked for leaks. How do you test hydraulic brakes for leaks? Pump the brake pedal 3 times, hold it for 5 seconds. If the pedal doesn't move, the hydraulic brake pressure is good. Why would you put your key in your pocket when doing your pre-trip inspection? So no one moves the vehicle during your inspection. It's safety. Safety is the number one thing when you're dealing with these buses. Why should you back towards the driver's side? It's safer. You can see better. And you got the window, out the driver window right there. It's easier. If you stop on a hill, how can you start moving without rolling back? So we talking about a manual transmission. If you have a manual transmission vehicle, you partly engage the clutch before you take your right foot off the brake. Put on a parking brake whenever necessary to keep from rolling back. Release the parking brake only when you have applied enough engine power to keep from rolling back. On a tractor trailer equipped with tractor trailer brake hand valve, the hand valve can be applied to keep from rolling back. This is Class A general knowledge. It's not just school buses. Class A. You got to do Class A. That way, you can always upgrade from your Class B if you want to do something different. When backing, why is it important to use a helper to help with blind spots? It's safety. What is the most important hand signal you and your helper should come up with? Stop. You just gotta stop. Hello, thanks for joining me. I'm out here in the cold on my downtime, just doing a little bit studying. I don't want to run the bus and get a ticket for idling. Y'all know about the idle law? Yeah, we gotta keep that. It's wintertime out here. Retarders keep you from skidding when the road is slippery. True or false? It's false. You know what a retarder is? It's like an engine brake on them trucks. You make that jake brake, that big noise y'all be hearing in the neighborhoods. That's the retarder. What are two ways to know when to shift? RPMs and miles per hour. Revolutions per minute and miles per hour. There's two ways to know when to shift a vehicle. How far ahead does the manual say you should look? 12 to 15 seconds, one block, or a quarter mile. It's, that's what the manual will say you should look. What are two main things to look for ahead? I'm looking for vehicles. I'm looking for traffic lights. I'm looking for stale green lights. I'm looking for brake lights. Those are the things I'm looking for ahead. What is what is your most important way to see the side and rear of your vehicle? The mirrors, of course, obviously. Thank you guys for joining. We just studying the general knowledge, Class A general knowledge, GK made easy. We're going over that real quick. I'm just going over some questions that I have on the inside here. So I got a question. Empty trucks have the best braking. True or false? Empty trucks have the best braking. True or false? False. Empty trucks do not have the best braking. What is hydroplaning? Hydroplaning when tires lose their contact on the road and have little or no traction. It's like driving on water. What is black ice? A thin layer of ice that is clear enough that you can still see the road underneath. It makes the road look wet, but it's actually frozen. It's invisible. That's what it is. How do you find out how many seconds of following distance space you have? Wait till the vehicle in front of you passes a landmark. Then you can count 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, until you reach that landmark, and then you will know the space you have for following distance. Does anyone know the heavy vehicle formula? That's how you need. That's when you need to do the following distance. If you are driving a 30-foot vehicle at 55 miles an hour, how many seconds of following distance should you allow? It should be 4 seconds. Is 1 second for each 10 miles per hour, and 1 second for each for the speed below 40 miles an hour. It comes up to 4. 1 second for each 10 feet of the vehicle. You should decrease your following distance if somebody is following you too closely. True or false? False. Yes, I'm driving a public school bus. It's a school bus. I'm on my downtime waiting for the kids to come back out of the basketball game. Do you drive? It's cold. The idle law can't run my bus. Can how can we notice any distracted drivers? Because when I'm driving, I notice people are distracted, and I know if they're eating, they distracted. On their cell phone, they distracted. They involved in heavy conversation, they distracted. Putting on makeup, eyeliner, and all, they distracted. That's how we notice distracted drivers who appear to be involved in something else other than driving. What is the difference between aggressive driving and road rage? Where are you from? You don't want to drive a big vehicle? Why not? I love big vehicles. It can't be that bad. You want to drive a school bus? So Maya, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. So what is the difference between aggressive driving and road rage? Aggressive driving is the act of operating a motor vehicle in a selfish or bold or pushy manner without regard for safety for others. Road rage is operating a motor vehicle with the intent of doing harm to others or physically assaulting a driver or their vehicle. That's the difference, aggressive and road rage. So road rage, they trying to kill you. How you doing, India? Are you from India? It's hard to drive big vehicles in India. What are the streets like over there? I would like to see that. That's an interesting thought. What should you do when confronted with an aggressive driver? Get out the way. Avoid eye contact. Ignore gestures and refuse to react. Get out the way. Avoid eye contact. Ignore gestures and refuse to react. You have to. The people out here is crazy. What them roads looking like in India? Why is it so bad? I don't understand. So how the kids, do they have school buses over there? You should use low beams whenever you can. True or false? False. You should use high beams whenever you can. Meaning when it's not affecting other drivers, when you can't see, you should use them whenever you can. But if it's affecting other drivers, obviously you can't use them. What effects can wet brakes cause? How can you avoid these problems? Wet brakes can cause weak brakes. Brakes that apply unevenly and grabbing brakes that lacking brake power. The wheel lockups and pulling to either side if you're driving a tractor trailer. They can cause a jackknife. You can avoid these problems by slowing down, placing your transmission in a lower gear, and gently applying the brakes when going through deep puddles. People don't really know the roads rules. People be coming from all over the place. It is stressful. Oh, I see. I wonder about the traffic control over there. That's pretty interesting. I want to start looking into school buses in other countries. That's pretty interesting. Thank you. Thank you. You just sparked a new interest. Thank you for watching. I got another question. Can you safely remove a radiator cap as long as the engine is overheated? Yes or no? Is it overheated? Yes or no? Yes, you can if the container is not part of a pressurized system. No, you can't. Never remove the radiator cap or any part of a pressurized system until it has cooled. So it has to. You have to know it's a pressurized or unpressurized if you want to take that cap off. Because we got to do the pre-trip. We got to check the fluids and everything. And I add my own fluids sometimes. Yep, I got some fluid. I'll be putting some in there. I got that. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do that. Oh, thank you, thank you. I try to be educational with some questions to help people get their Class A general knowledge. What is the proper braking technique when driving a vehicle with anti-lock brakes? Use your brakes as usual. There is no proper braking technique. Use the brakes as usual. You're only braking force necessary to stop safely and stay in control. How do anti-lock brakes help you? They help avoid wheel lockup and maintain control. ABS. Does anybody check for their ABS system in the morning for the ABS light to come on and go off to make sure the ABS is operational? If you don't, you should start. Name 2 causes of tire fires. How can tires cause fires? Underinflated tires, that's one, and dual tires, that's 2. Like the back of my bus, I got dual tires on each side. So if they start to rub and start friction, of course, that can cause a fire. What kinds of fires is a B and C extinguisher not good for? B and C fires are not good for wood, paper, ordinary combustibles, and fires in combustible metals. You got a fire extinguisher chart inside the book. I suggest you just look at the chart and go through it a little bit, and it'll help you with the fire extinguisher questions like that. Name some causes of vehicle fires: spilled fuel, improper use of flares, underinflated tires and duals that touch, short circuits due to damaged insulation, loose connection, drivers smoking, improper fueling, loose fuel caps. It's plenty of things. Flammable cargo, improperly sealed or loaded cargo, and poor ventilation. Do cough medicine make you sleepy? True or false? True. Obviously, you shouldn't be taking cough medicine and trying to operate a commercial motor vehicle. Will coffee help you refresh and bring you back? No. It doesn't sober you up. You shouldn't be drinking and driving in the first place. Nothing can help you but time. If you're sleepy or been drinking, time is your best friend. Time is your best friend. What are the danger signals of drowsy driving? You should know this. Your eyes closed, you go out of focus, you have trouble keeping your head up, you can't stop yawning, you have been wandering, disconnected thoughts, you you don't remember driving the last few miles, like stuff like this, you're sleepy, you're drowsy. Those are indications of a drowsy driver. So I'm still on my downtime. I've been going through the general knowledge questions, just randomly going through the book, not in no specific order. I would like to cover this whole book with you guys. So I got to start going in order so we can get it covered. But let's take a break real fast. I want to show y'all one of my toys. If you didn't see my unboxing gift video when I opened up all my gifts I was given by my students, they gave me this. It's cool, right? It's not a 2025, but I'll take it. It's a school bus. It's cool. But it's also a pencil sharpener, so I wanted to sharpen this pencil, see how it works. Should I spin the pencil or the bus? Let's spin the bus. I'm making a mess on my bus floor. So this was a gift. It's nice. Nice little pencil sharpener from my kids. It's working. It's starting to work anyway. Yeah, I'm making a mess. I just swept my bus out. Yeah, get a nice point. Give me a nice point on there. Yep, cool. So this is one of my toys I got. It's pretty neat. Little pencil sharpener. Nice. So I got another toy. I wanted to play with it in the dark, but because it lights up. I'll show you one day in the dark. But this is a 25. Check this out. Who wants to do the pre-trip inspection on this? See the school bus up there? But check this out. Tell me that ain't dope. That's cool, right? And I think, see, it lights up, but we sitting in the sun, so you really can't see. But it's just a toy that the kids gave me. Kids gave me this. Pretty dope. Yeah. So we gonna be doing a pre-trip inspection on this. How about that? Hood opens up, lights up. Yeah. So all right. So I'm gonna get back to these questions. Stop playing with these toys. Looks like my team hasn't started coming out yet, so I still got some downtime. It's some money to be made out here driving these school buses. That's why I'm trying to help people get their license because you can start out anywhere $20, $25 and up, and it's easy hours to get. It's easy money to be made. This is no longer a job for retirees. You can make a career out of this and make some good money. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I didn't raise my family and pay for my house and my vehicles, and I'm doing pretty good. And you can too. If you need a good paying job, if you want to make 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, it can be made driving these school buses. You can get your Class B passenger and school bus endorsements just by starting out with answering these general knowledge questions. So let's just go through. Let's see what we got here. I got some facts. Two statements about tires and hot weather driving that are true. You should inspect tires every 2 hours. You should inspect tires every 100 miles. If your vehicle is in a traffic emergency and you may collide with another vehicle, this is a good rule to remember at such times. You can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta move out the way. Which kind of fire can you use water to put out? Tire fires. To avoid a crash, you had to drive into the right shoulder. You are now driving 40 miles per hour on the shoulder. How should you move back onto the road? If the shoulder is clear, stay to the right until your vehicle comes to a stop. Then move back on to the pavement when it's safe. Merge into the flow of traffic. All right, I got one more fact. What statement about driving in areas with strong wind is true? I did a video about this. A good one too. We was at, I think it was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wind is especially strong when coming out of a tunnel. Yeah, I did do a video like that. All right, guys. We just studying the general knowledge, made easy. Going over some facts here. Going over some facts. What is a good thing to do when driving at night? Keep your speed low enough so that you can stop within the range of your headlights. If you are driving a 40-foot vehicle at 35 miles per hour, the road is dry and the visibility is good. What is the least amount of space you should keep in front of your vehicle to be safe? 4 seconds. That should be your following distance. What is the proper way to hold a steering wheel with both hands on the opposite side of the wheel? High beams should be used whenever safe and legal to do so, whenever you can. You can see a marking on a vehicle ahead of you. The marking is a red triangle with an orange center. What does this marking mean? That's a slow moving vehicle. Which best describes how you should use the brake pedal on a steep downhill grade? Light, steady, pressure. That's described. When turning, you should signal early. What is a statement about double clutching and shifting? You can use the tachometer to tell you when to shift, or the speedometer, RPM, MPH. Retarders can cause drivers to skid when they have poor traction. True. Which of these is not part of the pre-trip inspection of the engine compartment? Valve clearance. The road you are driving becomes very slippery because of the glare ice. What is a good thing to do in such a situation? Stop driving as soon as you can. I remember one year they had made an announcement on the news, and all the drivers, all commercial vehicles had to pull over off the road because it was just too slippery. We were sliding everywhere. You couldn't drive more than 2 miles an hour without sliding. Yeah, I remember that. That was a couple of years ago. I can't remember exact, but probably about 5 years ago, we were sliding on the ice. So when you, it's better to just pull over so it's better road conditions to drive. How many seconds should you apply pressure to the brake pedal when you're doing your hydraulic brake check? I say this all the time. 5 seconds. The bus driver is responsible for reporting to appropriate law enforcement agencies the incidents of drivers who do not stop for a school bus for flashing red lights, activated stop arm extended. Yes, I got a button that I can push and it can take pictures of people who run my light, my stop sign. Yeah, we're going over some questions and answers and some facts. General knowledge live. Waiting for my team to come out on my downtime. I thank everybody for watching me. An unstable load, such as hanging meat or livestock, can require extra caution on curves. Yes, it does. It's cold on here. I can't idle my bus, so I'm bundled up. Who do you know? Who do you think? A, what is that? Do you think a sane person would do this job? I don't think so. You got to be a little crazy. What is not a danger when an automatic transmission is forced into a low gear? A loss of engine brake effect. That is not a danger. That's cool. Extra care is needed to keep your vehicle centered in your lane because commercial vehicles are often wider than other vehicles. Facts. You should lightly apply your brakes to flash your brake lights if you are about to exit the road and need to slow down. Yeah. Not a brake check. Not a brake check. Just give them a warning what's going down. Merging to the road is the safest if you wait for a large enough gap in the traffic to enter the road. Absolutely. Absolutely. When is it necessary to learn how a fire extinguisher works? Before the fire happens. Oh man. Safety is the most important reason to inspect your CMV. Safety is the most important reason for a lot of this stuff. Y'all crazy? You gotta be if you're a bus driver. All right, it's been about a half hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and check on my team. I want to thank everybody for watching. We will be going over some more questions. Anytime I get some downtime or get a chance to talk about the school bus life or help anybody with some questions, that's what I'm going to do. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Be safe. Enjoy.